Franklin. The flag flies. We've got the race underway, and it's a good start from Richard Mines from that pole position in the GT40. What's the Ferrari going to do up on the outside? Can it dive in? No, it can't. Oh, and he actually gets squeezed out the way. So it's not a good start for David Franklin from the outside of the front row. He's losing more and more places as they go through Madgewick Corner, but it was an excellent start by Richard Mines, and we've now got a separate battle going on for second place. Max Lynn, number 6, has dropped back just a few places. Been a great start for Christian Albrecht, number 24. That GT40 has moved up into second place.
Has great start. Also, Joe Twyman in the Alva has started on 9th on the grid, and he's already moved his way slightly further up the field. So a great launch from the lightweight Alva, mixing it up with the slightly bigger beast as a lock up further back in the field as they head up the hill now. There is the number 75 Alva of Twyman having a look down the inside. He's got one of the Fords right up behind him as well. That's the number 21 of Andrew Smith. But a great start from one of our fours. And yes, sorry, Ben.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, look at this. This is a good performance from Ben Mitchell in that little Chevron V8. A lovely little car. It hasn't quite got the straight line speed, but it is very rapid around the corners. And Ben was very quick in qualifying. Let's see how he gets on here as well, because it could be very, very close in these early stages of the race. But some battles going on. We saw Andy Newell, number 16. He's also having a little look up the inside and has made a place there, actually. So Andy Newell in the Chevron V6, just managing to squeeze past Jeremy Cottingham in the GT40. So leaders over the line, and it's gone extremely well. It is actually the number 6 car, sorry, so yeah, I was calling it a little bit long. So it's Max Lynn who is currently out there in front, isn't it?
It is. So great start by them, but the number 21 car slides its way through up into third place now. So past Ben Mitchell, and we look, oh, I thought he was going to brave it down the inside into St Mary's. That would have been very brave from the 21 of Smith, but he's held his position. He's waited slightly down, further on down the racetrack.
Oh, look at this. This is a move for Ben Mitchell, getting past the GT40, and yes, he's made it work. That was a lovely move to nip past, and Mitchell has got himself up into second place. So, but as you can see, the speed down the straight, the big V8 at the back of the GT40, he cannot compete against that in a straight line.
No chance, and that's why he's got to try and make as much as he can through the corners. We got a drag race and 2 Ford GTs heading down into Woodcote as they jump on the brakes. You can go around the outside there. We've seen it happen in previous races here this weekend, but not able to do so. So on the brakes, try once again, the 21 of Smith, and tuck in the toe, moves to the left, moves to the right, trying to distract the number 9, and you're going to be very brave if you're going to hold it round the outside of Madrid corners. He's going to give it a go.
Yeah, he's having a go at it, but Richard Mines is trying to defend. Richard, who started from pole, but it was Rob Huff who had earned that pole. Oh my goodness. Andy Newell did a good job. Sorry, not Andy, no, yeah, Christian, trying to do a good job there of, it's actually Andrew Smith. He's got the line. Andrew Smith has gained the place. So Andrew Smith has found a way through the car that he's sharing with Ollie Bryant, and they started that down in 10th place. But look at this, you've still got the battle going on for second position right now between the GT40 and the Chevron V8, and Ben Mitchell is fighting hard in the corners. He's got the speed, but in a straight line it's more difficult.
He is. He's going to try and tuck in the toe of the Ford in front of him, but will still be left in the dust, unfortunately, not able to keep up with that much more powerful Ford mid-engined V8 Screamer. But look at the gap that they've got to those behind. Plenty of breathing space for Ben Mitchell, so he doesn't have to keep too much time on looking in his mirrors, as still moves being made further back. There's the 22, and a little bit of smoke, maybe bodywork rubbing on the inside, but Katsu, he's firing on through, making gains. This car looks so good in qualifying. Drive shaft failure stopped it from doing any substantial running, but he'll be looking forward to moving through the order and eventually handing the car over to Richard Bradley.
You're absolutely right. He's made some good ground already, Kubota. So, yeah, he's getting up there, having started down in 15th. He's in 9th place now, but this is a wonderful little battle as well that's going on between the Chevrons. Absolutely nothing to choose between them. And right now, at this stage, let's see whether they're going to be able to hold on at quite this level. This is good stuff. John Davison in the number 63. But further, we've got that battle for second still going on, and now he's got back in front again, hasn't he?
He was. I mean, if he can hold it, so this is a long swoop round Lavant corner. He's actually got a decent gap now down the Lavant straight. But I feel that the fall will be right on the tail of Ben Mitchell. Oh, he's going to have to hold the inside line, make the board go around the long way. But he's done a good job. He's closed that inside, tried to make him go the long way around, and I think he's done it. Great driving from Ben.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive. And now that he can get through the corners, the bit where the car works so well, the chevron is so quick, that might just give him enough of a break to make it much, much harder for Christian Albrecht to get back past him. We shall see. The race leader still in control at the moment. Max Lynn controlling this. Meanwhile, the Lotus is still trying to make up some more ground here, as you can see, up against the Cottingham car. Next is Jeremy Cottingham in the GT40, number 23, that is next one to attack, although you've also got the number 9 car that started on the front row, Richard Mines, who's also trying to defend. So this could get all very, very close. But Katsu Kubota in that bright yellow Lotus 430, doing a great job so far. These other two Chevys are still racing really hard. John Davison just about oh no,
that's the 24. That's the 24 that was in that battle with Ben Mitchell's gone round. I'm just trying to see whereabouts he's gone round. He looks like he tried to fire it back up again. He's going to spin it round. Is that the exit of St Mary's? I think it is, Ben. So I wonder if he's touched the grass or a bit too eager on the loud pedal on the exit there. So we're going to have a little look at the replay. Chasing down Ben Mitchell, swings it through.
Oh, that was a strange one.
Yeah, loses it mid-corner, and around he goes. So good, he's very lucky that no one came flying around and made any contact with him. But that is bad luck for the 24 that was in a very good position. I'm just going to try and see where they've slotted in, so they're near.
Oh, look at this, by the way. This is a good bit of gain going on with the Elva. This is Max Bartel in the number 18 Elva. That started down in 17th place, number 18. And that's making up some really good progress. Fantastic, good stint here. But the pole car, number 9, the GT40, losing more places. Rob Huff is going to have some work to do later on when he does get to take that car later in the race. And here we go, Kubota is getting through as well. So that's another place gained with the Lotus. So Richard Bradley will be very happy about the way this is going for the car so far.
He will. Kubota doing a brilliant job from dragging it back up. So there's the 24. There's the Albrecht and the Perez car that had that spin. Lights ablaze, just desperately trying to do anything to distract the cars in front. And Kubota's going to have a little look down the inside, going to St Mary's. No, thinks better off it. That door is closed by the 23. He'll have a little look then, going up the hill slightly from St Mary's into Lavant corner. No, thinks better off it. Going to wait for the longer straight. The 23 car, the Cottingham car, Jeremy Cottingham behind the wheel of that. And he'll be looking in his mirrors left and right. You can see just checking the rear view mirror there.
Yeah.
He's got the indicator on, which means usually you'd be quite busy behind that wheel, frantically trying to control the car. And he's not on the indicator. But the Ford has the legs at the moment.
Yeah, it does. And the Lotus, which is also powered by American V8 engine. It was one of the early kind of Lotuses, first Lotus actually with a big American engine, the Ford 4.7 litre V8, as used by the GT40. So it does have that pace in a straight line, no doubt about it. So is Kubota going to be able to nip through? Let's have a little look. He's having a little look down the inside into Madrick. Not quite there yet.
He's not, but actually out front, Ben Mitchell is reeling in the Lynn Lotterer car. He's just set a second consecutive fastest lap of the race, and he's gone fastest of anybody. There we go, on screen now, right on cue. That gap is coming down. Over 3 seconds it was, no more. 2.2 seconds, and it looks like it's going to be even closer this time round. So Ben really piling on the pressure of the slightly faster, certainly in a straight line, GT40.
Yeah, this is interesting, as you say, so we'll keep an eye on this a little bit as Max Lynn continues to lead, but Ben Mitchell getting closer and closer. So it was 2.2 seconds when they crossed the line last time. Let's just see what it's referred to as now, 0.9. So yeah, he's taken over a second away, and he's putting a lot of pressure on already. Still relatively early stages of this race. We've got 35 minutes still to go, and this is the battle. Kubota, a little lock up there to try and keep out of the way. He's fighting for 7th place up against Jeremy Cottingham in the GT40. But as much... Oh, and we've got... Oh, dear, we've got a car off a wheel. Is that a wheel off? I think
that's
it
a
is.
wheel off the car. Is that the 24 that spun round? So maybe that's what possibly caused them to spin.
Christian Albrecht in that car, and obviously some damage to the car. Up the inside goes Kubota. So Kubota has got that place now, and the Lotus 430, a car that actually wasn't particularly successful when it was first created by Lotus in 1964, 65, but it lacked some torsional strength, but I think it's been well sorted out since now. We've got this wheel off, and that obviously was an incident. He's out of the car, so that's good news. Driver is okay.
That's lucky that that wheel didn't fly off into the spectator area, so let's have a little back.
Well, we're only catching the end of it. My goodness, the wheel surely must have come off, which is what sent him off, presumably.
Yeah, the door's open, and it looks like...
was there contact anywhere before that, do you think?
Possibly. I mean, he obviously had that incident earlier on where he had spun. Of course, safety car has come out to recover the car, but I wonder if that was why he initially spun the first time round. There was a failure beginning to take place.
Yeah, maybe.
And then it's let go a lap later when heading into a good corner, but lap cars are being allowed to go through. No!
Oh, no, is there a problem there?
Looks like it is.
So, just having a look in the background. Oh, onto the grass. Oh, dear. So the Lotus that we've been talking about, gaining that time, gaining the places, has it, and it's stalled. He's trying to restart it.
Has he got it going? We'll have a look.
No,
he hasn't.
Oh,
that's big disappointment. Oh, he might have got it going. It's trying to fire. We can see puffs of smoke coming out back, so he's got it going, but he's undone all that hard work. He'll sink all the way down. I'm just having a look down 19th, 20th place. So devastation for them, but they're still in the race, still in the fight. And again, that'll cue up nicely. Richard Bradley taking over the car at some point. They can't box to make driver changes under safety car, so that can't take place at any point under safety car throughout the race.
Race underway once again, and it's a good start. The Chevron on the outside. Chris Ward actually makes a very good start. Number 16 rather, getting a very good start round, but in the end it is the experienced Andre Lotterer with the number 6 GT40 who gets it going enough to take the lead of the race. No great surprise there, but we will be keeping an eye on some of the cars behind, trying to make their way up. See the Lotus in the background, by the way, the yellow Lotus, which we do believe Richard Bradley's going to make up a lot of places with.
Yeah, the cars flicking left, flicking right, the headlights ablaze on majority of the cars. They come over the crest through Ford Water, then they'll go into the first part of St Mary's, but a strong start from the number 16. Couldn't quite get through into the lead, as you see Andre Lotterer snaking under the brakes into Latham Corner, but all keeping it nice and clean. And look how many places Richard Bradley's made up already. He sounded pretty confident when he was down having a chat with Ed, and he's gained places already. He
has, yeah. Well, I wonder how far he's going to be able to get. I also wonder where Rob Huff's going to be able to get with the number 9 GT40. We shall see how that goes as well, a car that he'd originally taken pole position with. So that's going to be all part of the game, and see where we get to. Just looking at number 66,
Alex Brundle's wheel of that GT40. I think another experienced racer, 2016 ELMS champion in LMP3. So across the line, Lotterer has a 6.5-10 gap to Chris Ward in the number 16. But just have a look at some other big movers.
Rob Huff has made a bit of ground, hasn't he? Up into 6th place.
Yeah, and a good start as well from Brundle. Have a look at Bradley. He's up to 11th place. So some moves being made. There's Rob Huff, keep an eye on him. He's been out already in the Gordon Spice today, finishing second, so he'll be trying to desperately make his way further up the field. But the James Cottingham car, fastest of anybody by a nice chunk, actually, in third place at the moment. And there's the number 20 of Frank Stippler. Well, he certainly got tyre temperature into those tyres, didn't he, Ben? He's jumped all the way up to 14th place.
Yeah, Frank Stippler's doing a fantastic job with the Ferrari, isn't he? Really going well with the 206S, and he's gaining more places. He is one to watch, there's no doubt about it, and we'll see how far he can get up into the top 10, and then how much further than that he can go. But also Rob Huff, who is now chasing down after Sam Mitchell. That's the Chevron that was going so well with Ben a little bit earlier on. I think Ben Mitchell, with a bit more experience, is just that little bit more rapid with that car. But actually, Sam's doing a good job here, holding on extremely well. And the Lotus now might have a chance for the Ferrari. I wonder if we're going to end up seeing the Ferrari and the Lotus doing a bit of battle here. Goes Frank Stippler then, gaining some more places as he comes over the line. Where is he now? Yeah, he's up into 11th place, so he's nearly into the top 10.
Into the first corner there, tickles the grass on the exit of Madwick, and fastest lap of the race as well. So a man on the mission is Frank Stippler in the Ferrari. He'll be charging down, just having a look. There's a close battle, as we saw, between Sam Mitchell and James Cottingham out there as well. Richard Bradley, fastest of anybody in the first sector. He's made his way up now into the top 10. So he's sitting in 9th place, and you can see Stippler all over the back of the Lotus Ford of Fennell and O'Brien, and actually he's made his way past.
Yeah, it's gained another place, so he's still picking them off one by one. He's over that fastest lap. There's still no doubt about our race leader. It is Andre Lotterer who is leading this race, and he may well be able to pull away a touch more. The Lotus, in the meantime, is also gaining more places. So Richard Bradley in that number yellow, in the number 22 yellow Lotus, just gaining another position. So well up in the top 10, but I think he is going to come under pressure from the Ferrari pretty soon. Just look at the speed and the challenge that Frank Stippler's putting in. Dives down the inside, gains yet another place. Let's just see where this puts him then as they come over the line. Yeah, he is gaining more all the time. And change up for up to third, because Rob Huff now, as we thought, gaining more and more. He is up into third. He's just taken that third place from Cottingham. So this is going well for Rob Huff.
Charging through the field, and the drivers know they've only got a short period of time. This is technically a sprint race. It was originally a 45-minute with a pit stop included, so they know they've got to crack on. They can't hang around and lose too much time by those in front. Frank Stippler with the fastest time of the race, over 8/10 faster than that of Lotterer out in front. And there's Richard Bradley and Stippler now. These two fast drivers. Bradley leaves the door open slightly. That allows Stippler to go through. But the 22 of Bradley will hope to hook a line onto the back of that Ferrari and drag him up through the field. He's been making good way. Don't lose too much time, guys, battling, because you're both two of the fastest drivers out on track, and you can certainly make your way further up the field.
They're lovely livery cars too, aren't they? They're really bright colours, and it shows the speeds that they're doing as well in this race really are remarkable. So the Ferrari and the Lotus making their way up against a lot of these GT40s, but it is very much a GT40 lead at the moment as Lotterer over the line, but only by 0.6 of a second. And as we know, Rob Huff is getting closer and closer, and Rob Huff, who did take that pole position in qualifying, he is certainly on target for a potential victory. We'll see. He's on for a podium already. Here you go again. So where's Frank Stippler going to go this time?
I'm astounded by his pace. He's coming through traffic, but he's 2 seconds faster than our race leader. He's on fire. He's going to have a look down the inside into St Mary's. 66 of Alex Brundle sort of gives him the shoulder to make him go the long way round. Now he's behind the Sam Mitchell car, so he's picking them up one by one. He's going to get 2 heading into Lavin.
His speed through there is remarkable, isn't it? That Ferrari is working so well here at Goodwood. Oh no, Richard. Oh, what a shame. Richard Bradley, who we were talking about as being a part of that battle. I don't know what's happened with the Lotus. And so his teammate Kubota had a spin earlier on. I don't quite know what's happened to Bradley, whether it's a car problem or not. but that is out of the race. But those are the top three. You just saw how close those top three cars are. Can't predict who's going to win this. We've only got just over 13 minutes to go in this final race of day one of the members' meeting. Here you are then, 1, 2, 3. Going across the line, Andre Lotterer with a gap of only half a second here over Chris Ward in second place in the Chevron B6, and then in third place Rob Huff in the other GT40, and there's some more GT40 battling going on that's all getting a little bit close. The Alex Brundle car joining in once again.
He is trying to get past the number 23 of James Cottingham. Jeremy Cottingham was at the wheel at the start of this race, and the 23 passed over to James. But look at the gap that Stippler has pulled out on these 3 battling for what at the moment will be 5th, 6th, 7th place. And do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised in the next couple of laps that Frank Stippler is going to be on the very back of this battle for first place. 1.5 seconds splitting the top 3. I remember Frank started at the back of the grid. I mean, I don't know how he's done it. Absolutely insane. Fighting his way through, kept it very, very clean, and he'll be charging down. He's not setting personal bests at the moment, whereas those in front of him are. And at the moment, Rob Huff is the driver that's a far. Brundle went slightly wide in that battle with Cottingham, but he manages to gain it together. Only loses 1 place to the Elva. So through goes Sam Mitchell, sorry, in the Chevron BMW.
Yeah, Sam gaining that place back once again. But up front, it is still Andre Lotterer, but not by very far from Chris Ward, who's doing a fabulous job in second place. But Chris is now under pressure from Rob Huff. Rob Huff in that number 9 Ford GT40 is really now looking for a way past as they come down towards St Mary's. On the way into St Mary's is not a particularly good place. It's out of St Mary's into Lavant that there is sometimes an opportunity, or you wait and go for it down the straight, and that might suit him.
That might suit him a little bit better. He's going to have more grunt than the Chevron in front of him, but actually got all out of shape.
Wow.
I would have made a mistake. And Chris Ward's having a look at the inside, but this will be the drag race, and you would put your money on the Ford, and there we go, the drag down, back straight.
Look, Rob Huff.
He's in Rob Huff as well.
Yeah, Rob Huff has got past down the straight, but down the straight the GT40s are so quick. But it's remarkable that Chevron B6 is doing through the corners with Chris Ward at the wheel. He is so quick. Look at the way he's caught right back up with them. We have a 3-way battle for the win in the Gurney Cup here.
Make that 4.
Maybe 4.
That's 4 then. And another fast lap from Frank Stippler. That previous lap, and he's within touching distance now. He definitely is. Lights ablaze from that Ferrari. You can see constantly working at the wheel, as are all of these drivers. And Lotte will be looking in his mirrors now and going, no, not Huffy, not Huffy. He's chasing me down, and Ward slightly dropping off from the back of this battle. But the Fords will have the legs, certainly, as we say, on the straight compared to the Chevron of Chris Ward.
Well, let's see how this all goes. Rob Huff not quite so close at this point. Andre Lotterer seems to have just opened up a little bit there, but I think we still got a massive race on our hands. Top 3, top 4, as you say, now with Stippler getting thoroughly involved, and then this little battle going back slightly further for 5th position, and the Mitchell Chevron still joining in the fun and games here and trying to find a way past the GT40. But the Ferrari has gained another place, so the Ferrari is up into 3rd place now, as Frank Stippler has managed to get past the Chevron. So now it's the 2 Ford GT40s and the Ferrari in 3rd.
Now the 2 GT40s, they're not going to want to slow each other down too much. They'll be looking in that mirror and go, hey, this car behind me started last on the grid. How's it got all the way up here? But they're battling. Lotterer slightly on the defence.
Yeah.
Goes into the first corner. You can just
This could be a chance on exit, couldn't it, for Rob Huff?
You can see the work, the corrections to be made. It's going to be a drag run, Ben.
down into four-water right-hander. They're side by side, and Rob Huff goes through, and that was clever stuff if he can hold on to it. Andre Lotterer didn't get Madgwick quite right. He went in a little bit tight to try and defend his position, totally understandable, but Rob Huff was able to take full advantage of that with a really good exit out of Madgwick, and he has taken the lead. But look at the Ferrari, this could still win the race. He's attacking both of the GT40s.
Oh, he nearly sold him the dummy. Has he sold him the dummy? No, Lotterer's wise to it, shuts the door up into Lavand, and the Ferrari's going to try and duck in the toe, but a slight correction being made by Lotterer, and Frank Stippler says thank you very much, and looks like there's a bit slight damage to the Ferrari, so hopefully that won't hamper his progress too much. Nothing seems to be hampering his progress at the moment. He just set the fastest lap of the race. You can see it's knocked in the front bodywork there slightly, but a bit of breathing space, at least maybe for another 1 or 2 laps for Rob Huff.
There's still a bit of time to go, you know. Look, 7.5 minutes, a bit more. Let's have a look at this then. So there was a wobble and then a touch, wasn't there?
There was a wobble, yeah, you're right, and then a slight touch that knocked Lotterer into another wobble.
Yeah.
So there's a good battle slightly further back. You can see those gaps closing, well, not from this point, but certainly for 5th, 6th, 7th place. But that's allowed, this battling has allowed Chris Ward to come back into the fold. But look at this, Ben. That is right on the back of Rob Huff.
Absolutely, but also keep an eye on Chris Ward with that chevron, because he's still doing a massively brilliant job with the V6. It's so good through the corners. And, oh, look, he's done it. He's got in front. Stippler has taken the lead in the Ferrari, having been right down at the back when this race got back underway once again. That is remarkable. It's got damage on the front end, but Frank Stippler has taken the lead in the Ferrari 206S. Let's take another look at this.
Opted to take the slightly tighter line through the exit of St Mary's. I mean, it's not been Rob's strongest area of the track, has it? That second part of St Mary's. Not feeling like he's got the car performance behind him, but the slightly lighter, more nimble Ferrari sails on through, and clean air from Frank Stippler. We saw his determination of really trying to generate as much tyre temperature as possible, and he's through. He sails on through. He's got clean air. I'm just trying to see if we might have some lapped cars potentially could join the fold at some point. Yes, so I think the lapped cars may come into play in the next couple of laps, and we know how that can play a little bit down to luck, a little bit down to judgment. So we'll have a look as this race unfolds.
We will, but I'll have to say the speed of that car that Frank is playing with at the moment is so impressive. Bundles gained place back again from Mitchell. So the number 66 GT40, that has come back up into 6th place now. 5th, the Podium GT40 just up ahead. Still, this is a very, very close battle between them. Can go any way. Not quite battling for podiums, but not far behind. So let's see if they can all keep it smooth as possible. Sam Mitchell's doing a great job. Ben Mitchell drove the white chevron in the early part of the race and did a stunning job, but Sam's doing another super job with it. They've got this car beautifully set up, and it really is. It's down this straight where, of course, it loses out, because it has nothing like the horsepower that the GT40s have, but through the corners it has plenty of speed and a real opportunity to attack. So let's just see if that changes. Meanwhile,
oh, look at the glowing Alex Brundle. Wow, from both of those Ford GT40s. Heavy on the brakes into Woodcote, then heavy on the brakes again into the final part of the chicane. Alex Brundle sharing the car with Jim Farley. It is a Alex Brundle-owned car, but built by Pearson's Engineering for Alex. Gets the tail out as he goes into the first corner. No room there, no room to overtake James Cottingham, and Alex has got the difficult job of having to look forward and attack, but also look behind with Sam Mitchell chasing him down once again. Yeah,
absolutely, I agree with that. But as the light drops away, as we are going into the evening here at Goodwood, the fact that we get these amazing pictures of the brakes, I think that's a lovely shot of the brake discs now going red. You see it more as the sun drops away. We've still got this battle for 2nd place going on here between the GT40s of Rob Huff and Andre Lotterer. So Andre Lotterer is in the number 6 car behind Rob Huff. There's very little between these two. They're both pushing those cars on, but neither of them. Now, as you said, we could see some lapping going on. That was close. I think Frank Stippler is just finding a way through, but that can complicate things.
That was the number 18 that was right up the sharp end at the start of the race, just turned on the lights there. So that has closed the gap down quite a lot compared to what we saw it earlier on. So there is more traffic further up the road for these drivers. Just over 3 minutes of the race remaining. They're going to catch up by the looks of it of the number 8 potentially and the number 96. They are fighting down in 19th and 18th place. So more traffic, possibly more drama yet to come.
Yeah, absolutely. We shall wait and see. There are flags out there to warn some of those back markers. Oh, there's a little bit of a wide entry there by Rob Huff, but he's still just about got it. But Andre Lotterer is putting him under more and more pressure. This is a wonderful race to watch. Of course, these are both in they're both in GT40, so they've got the same speed down the straight. They've got that slight challenge through the corners. They don't always have the smooth grip through the corners that you get with some of the others. That Ferrari, for example, which seems to be so quick through the corners as well as fast down the straight. But this is proven to be a good battle between two very, very experienced drivers. And that are close to the camera there. But more back markers for the race leader, Frank Stippler, to cope with.
Yeah, Rob's going to be going, please move out the way. I'm under so much pressure right now. The number 8 there is keeping to the left-hand side, which is going to free these two drivers. And they've then got to get past the, I think that's the 96, isn't it, just in front. So a Chevron and a Lotus to try and navigate past the Chevron, and then they've got the Lotus. So actually our race leader had a good fight with the traffic, but Rob's going to get boxed, Ben. He's going to get boxed going into secondaries. He's going to drive down the inside as they...
Oh, I'm surprised there wasn't a bit of space left, and this could help Lotterer, couldn't it? Because Lotterer is now trying to go to the outside. Oh, then he has to take avoiding action, because now the number 96 is getting out of the way, but that was all getting a little bit close.
They are in their own battle, the 96 and the 8s, down here, albeit right now for 17th, 18th place. But a little bit of smoke can I see there out the back of Lotterer's Ford.
Yeah, you are seeing a little bit, but let's hope. Oh, he's having a little think about whether to get down the inside. Rob's thinking, no, you do not have the space to do that. I'm holding my line. You're going to have to go on the grass if you want to go past. And so in the end, Andre Lotterer had to give it a little lift to avoid going alongside. But this is wonderful. Top level racing, and you can see the race time is disappearing, and we will be on for a checker flag next time around. Frank Stippler is still the race leader. He's built the lead up to nearly 4 seconds from these two, but who is going to finish second? That is going to be the big question, surely now.
It is. Frank Stippler can have a bit of a chill, bit of a relax out in front now as coming through. I wonder if it's a bit of bodywork that possibly rubbing on the back of Lotterer. Of course, he had that contact with Frank Stippler, but all over the back of Rob Huff as they come into first part of St Mary's. Then they'll swing left into the second part of St Mary's. As you see, Rob Huff takes a slightly tighter line, uses some of the inside curve to get that rotation, and then he's on the defensive, heading into Lavin, Ben.
Here we go then, into the final slipstream battle as they go on to Lavin straight, and this is where Rob Huff is going to have to work hard, and then it'll come down to where you position the car and who's going to be the bravest on late braking into the last section. First of all, the double apex Woodcote corner. There's our race leader, Frank Stippler, going through Woodcote now. All that he's got to do now is get through the chicane. But how's that battle going on for second place? We shall see in just a moment. Here comes the race winner of the Gurney Cup. It is Frank Stippler sharing with David Franklin. They have taken the victory with the Ferrari, and second place does go to Rob Huff and Richard Mines in the GT40, with Andre Lotterer and Max Lynn having to settle for third in their Ford GT40. There are some other good battles going on, but my goodness, what a performance that was by Frank Stippler to make it through so many cars when that race was restarted and to take a victory. That has been one of the most remarkable wins we've seen in quite a long time, but Frank Stippler always mega here at Goodwood. And there he is. Give him a wave, everybody, because he has done a stunning job.
Wow, Frank Stippler take a bow, and I actually was having a look down into pit lane. His team's celebrating like crazy. They can't believe it. What a drive. Started last at this restart. Within 20 minutes has carved his way all the way through the fields, and another fantastic battle. Just see our drone cam flying through shot there as well. Great battle between Rob Huff, Andre Lotterer. Chris Ward did a great job in our top chevron as Frank having a trip across the grass.
He does it now on a slowdown lap. It's okay. If he'd done that when he was leading the race, that might have been a bit more disastrous, but that was fine. I don't quite know what he was up to, but he's got both hands off the wheel. Maybe that's why. He's so busy celebrating.
He wanted to get extra close to the fans, but a great drive. Our sole Ferrari on the grid. He carved his way, I would say, one by one, but sometimes it was two into one. Great job. Marshall's given applause, as are the fans, and what a race we had just there. And our final race of the day, and I have to say, it's up there with being one of the best.
Indeed. And I think he's giving a big wave to both crowd and marshals. I think that's why he's going onto the grass, actually, just thanking everybody for what has been a tremendous day. And he thoroughly enjoys racing here. And he won last year, as I mentioned, part one of St Mary's in an Alpha from Jake Hill. And now he's taken this victory in this beautiful Ferrari as well. 4 seconds his advantage over Rob Huff, who was in second place in the end, and Andre Lotterer, who was less than half a second behind. That wonderful fight we saw between Huff and Lotterer, but they kept it clean, as you said, and that was lovely, because that's what I enjoy so much about many of the races we get here at Goodwood, because they're one-off races. The drivers know they want to look after the cars and keep them all in one good place, and the way they race against each other, they'll give each other just enough space. It's lovely to watch.
Exactly. There's that respect for each other, but also that respect for the cars, which I think is hugely important and such a prestigious event as Goodwood. And you can see he's bobbing up and down in the seat. This is probably one of the slowest in laps we've had here in Goodwood, and so he should. He drove an excellent race and actually had the fastest lap of the race by nearly 1 second, the only driver to dip into the 120s, a 120.136, and nearly dipped into the 119s, but that's what allowed him to open up that 4.2 second gap from Rob Huff. Eds will be down waiting in pit lane, or in Parc Fermé, should I say, and a big round of applause from everyone in the grandstands to Frank Stippler, who did an excellent job, and a way to round off a fantastic day's racing here at Goodwood. And I'm so excited to say we can do it all again tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite funny, he's done a 120.1. The lap record held in Goodwood in the old days, when it stopped racing in '66. Jim Clark, and tied with Jackie Stewart, was a 120.4 in those days. He did a 120.1, and it's not in an F1 car.